Yeah, so now we are online.
Mm.
So first of
Yes,
all,
sir.
Dr. Tanmay, I take this opportunity to congratulate you on this marvelous achievement. So
Thank
you
you, sir.
have done something like that is frequently dreamt by residents to get into such a position where you have the luxury to choose whichever college that you want. So that is one of the that is a very good position to be in. So
Thank you, sir.
so I would like to begin this interview, uh, and what I want to get from you is the way you prepared for this exam and how you see preparing for exam is one thing, and molding yourselves into that mode, into that beast mode, let's say, to go in to
Mhm.
fight for that next 3 years, to fight for your dream, that's another thing. So now
Yes, sir.
you have achieved it, and it's the right time for you to let the world know how you had prepared for this exam. So can you
Yes, sir.
share us your way
Sure,
of preparation?
definitely. Definitely. So, sir, I actually decided to give
Yes.
INESS earlier this year, and I gave my first attempt in April, which I was
Okay.
unable to clear. Couldn't clear the first stage. I had been unable to manage times. I had duties. Some other things came up, and for a few months after that exam, I kept finding reasons why I couldn't clear the exam,
Okay.
which is what I've seen a lot of my colleagues, seniors, juniors. They are going through the same phase when they pass their MS or about to pass their MS. So first of all, I would like to start by telling them that the only way you can get through it is that everyone has issues, everyone has obstacles. You just got to get down, start studying, make an aim for it, and then start from there. Because there are a lot of things to blame for not being able to do
Yeah.
it, but you have to take
Certainly.
responsibility and start preparing.
Yeah.
When I started preparing, sir, so I made a target that everyone was recommending to read Greenberg textbook for the neurosurgery. So I got the textbook. I noted all the topics. The textbook is intimidating to start with. There are 19 pages just for the content.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started by making a schedule, sir. Made all the topics, jotted them down, and created a schedule for 2 months to create a
Okay.
workflow. And after that, I could understand if I was lagging behind, if I was covering well, so I could time my preparation well.
Okay.
I started seriously preparing around August, sir, I would say, earlier
Okay.
to mid August. I
August.
gave
Okay.
1 month for preliminary reading,
Okay.
and then I joined ANI's and all sources for good MCQs that I could find, sir, including the question bank that Doc Tutorials
Yeah.
provided. And all of the MCQs I solved, understood how to apply the concepts I'd been reading, and then made sure that I revised at least 2 times before I went for the exam.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So my preparation was, sir, including that I read Greenberg and I made notes out of that, and utilizing those notes I could show I actually created, sir, fresh notes every time I revised,
Okay.
shortening the previous notes.
Yeah.
So that
That's good.
means my revision was faster, sir, and I could find myself not getting overwhelmed towards the end
Yeah.
of the exam.
Yeah. That's good.
uh, so that was my basic preparation,
Right.
sir.
Perfect. Okay. So how did you plan about the grant test, the test series, and how did you add a revision to it? So basically, I'm asking you about the last 15 days of your preparation.
So, sir, I started giving grand tests right at the beginning of my preparation. I gave one grand test,
Okay.
and to just know where I stand.
Yeah.
And I performed very poorly in that grand test. I think I got 20 marks out of 80, or like something like that. So I could understand that I'm getting the basics. The very basics were wrong. Some of the things I had not understood well. Some of the things I had understood. So I basically planned from there. Gave more time to the topics I was not familiar with. Gave enough time for revision of the topics I did well,
Mm.
and I try to give one grand test every week, sir,
Okay.
making sure to only compare myself with my previous scores, not with those
Okay.
other toppers.
Okay.
Because the first test I gave, the topper had gotten, I think, 72 out of 80, and it was very easy to underestimate your preparation if you start there.
Yeah.
So I thought it's okay if you got in 20, you have to get to 30, then 30 to 40, and that's how we'll target. And I gave my last grand test, sir, on I think 18th or 19th. The
Okay.
doc tutorials had their last grand test. I think grand test number 2 or 3 was there, sir. That was the last one I gave, and uh, I got I think 68 or 70 marks in that. So I
Okay.
was
Very
happy.
good.
I was content.
Yeah.
And after that, I just focused on revising for the last 4 days. No tests, no more grand tests,
Okay.
and just read my notes. Told myself it's okay. Whatever you know, that's the maximum you could do. Now just go and give the exam, and
Okay.
that's how it.
Okay. So how about the interview? How did you go about in the interview, and how did you? I believe you attended the mock interview that we had.
Yes,
So
sir. I did.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I remember you. So how did that interview go about?
So, sir, what
The final
happened
one.
was when I came out of my theory exam, I had done 2 or 3 silly mistakes, sir, really silly
Okay.
ones. So, there was a question about what's the most common indication for deep brain stimulation,
Okay.
and I knew the answer, but then I overthought the answer. I thought it can't be that simple, and I marked the wrong one. I did that for two,
Okay.
three questions.
Okay.
So I came back really dejected. So I thought that I have to work very hard for the interview because that's my last chance to improve somewhat
Yes.
score, whatever I have. So what I did, sir, was that I gave the mock interview that was conducted by you. I understood how the questions were being asked, but I asked a lot of seniors. I called about two of my people who were two of my senior colleagues who were already in neurosurgery in my
Okay.
institute. So they told me that basically you cannot revise everything in 1 week. It's not
Yeah.
possible. So focus on the topics that you thought were more commonly asked in the exam, first of all. And secondly, they said that do not underestimate yourself in the sense that if you don't have any experience, don't try to show it off that you have some
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Don't try to lie to them. And what something else I did, sir, was that my elder sister has given a lot of interviews for
Okay.
her. She's in a different field, sir, but she has given a lot of
Okay.
interviews, job interviews. And some of my people in my friend circle have given a lot of interviews. So I told all of them to pick a slot, and I'll give a mock interview to them,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they can ask anything that they'll feel like the patient
Okay.
perspective, medical, whatever they want to ask,
Okay.
just to prepare me for the spontaneity of the questions that I cannot be prepared for everything.
Okay.
And
That's very
what
nice.
I got, yes, sir. So when I was first answering them, I found that I was floundering a lot. I was going beating around the bush a lot. So that's what
Hmm.
they told me: ki, don't beat around the bush, stay to the point, and do not try to impress the examiners. Try to
Yeah.
just have a conversation with them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah. That's very good.
the medical part you'll understand, but when they are asking questions, and that's what happened, sir. In the interview, they asked me eight. Sir said that there are a lot of slides. We'll show you one by one, and the faster you answer, the faster we can go to the next slide, and we'll know more.
Okay.
And the preparation, because of my friend had scolded me for straying from the points, so I gave very concise answers, and the
Hmm.
result of that was that I could answer more questions. I could reach towards the end of the slide, so I could
Okay.
answer 7 8 of them.
Okay.
So I think the preparation for interviews are mainly what I got from my experience, what others told me, and what I got from my
Yeah.
experience. That these are very senior people; you cannot fool them.
Yeah.
So just
Certainly.
be
Yeah.
honest.
Yes. You're right. So yeah,
If you,
certainly, because
yes, sir.
the basic of the interview is basically to see if you are answering MCQs, then that's the easier part. One-on-one interviews are not that easy. It's basically you are in front of professors of neurosurgery who have seen residents for so long years, and they know their mentality and they know the difficulties that you are go through. So you need to get past that stage to become a neurosurgery resident, especially in an institute like AIMS. So that's very important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
what is
sir,
your advice? Yeah. What would you advise your juniors? A short advice, a few words. What would your advice be to them?
I would tell them that if you have decided to go for it, do not think about that you have less time, don't know how to prepare, that you're behind anyone else. Compare your progress to your own. Just pick a day and start studying. And if you really work hard, any amount of time can bring you success. Just work on it and believe in yourself.
So, I'm very happy that I had this opportunity to interview you. because this is one of the very nice interviews that I have had over the past few years. And you have
Thank
basically broken the barriers and you have told everyone how to go about it as an exam rather than
Yes, sir.
just being scared of it or
Absolutely.
be worried about we are having less time. No, that is not the case. You have done it in a very short period of time and you have done it very beautifully.
Yes.
So again, on the behalf of Dr. Drills, I congratulate you on this marvelous achievement, and I hope this is very much helpful for the juniors and your friends.
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Yeah. So on this note, I will conclude the interview. And all the best to
Sure.
you, and all my prayers and wishes for you to become a very good neurosurgeon and a very successful
Thank you.
neurosurgeon as well. Yeah. All the
Thank you.
best. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, sir.